Yeah, it's weird for me. Like I'm in a strange position, right? Because my ancestors were Catholic, and then I grew up Protestant. And when I was in my 20s, I started to become interested in tradition and kind of understanding the role of tradition, not just really in terms of also an ontology, like understanding how Christianity is it's like a structure of being. It actually shows you the structure of being. And I was interested in church architecture and iconography and noticing how that was being shown in the imagery and in the music and all that. And I was obviously very impressed. And my first instinct would have been to become Catholic. That was my first instinct. But like it's not
was there ever
not in Quebec, like really, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Has there ever been a part of you that thinks, like natural piety, right? Like having a fidelity to your ancestors and what's been bequeathed to you, which it doesn't sound like it was. So maybe that's the difference.
Well, the thing is that I was not baptized Catholic.
So it was never your
it didn't feel like it was my history. And also, I think I also have maybe not so secret hostility towards the French Canadians, because of the betrayal of their own history. And so I'm like, I don't know about that. I mean, I love Quebec, but I also have this like, I'm just annoyed at how they, and the thing is too, is that the revolution, the quiet revolution, like it wasn't a revolution, it was a betrayal. That is, it came from the church. It's like, it was the clergy itself, which had accepted these crazy kind of Marxist style ideas and then started to integrate them in the church, only to be surprised that people
didn't want anything to do with it.
They were just going to leave, that was what, in some ways that, sometimes I wonder if some of them secretly thought that was normal, like a normal process of things. It's like, well, we're modern now and moving towards modernity and we have to shepherd these people.
Yeah, it's such a shame, isn't it?
So because of that, I looked into Latin Christianity. I was interested, I contacted people from the Fraternity of St. Peter and these kinds of people. And it's just not much was going on, and my experience with people from the fraternity is that they're very
careful.
They're very,
not from me, but from
very
everyone.
harsh.
Okay.
But do you see that in some Orthodoxy as well? Like they're very harsh and they have a desire for like 19th century Catholicism.
What's weird is like when tradition comes to a crashing halt unnaturally, how do you pick it up again?
It's rough. And it's also, and one of the issues too is that there were two issues, like becoming Catholic for me when I was Protestant. One was the Catholic Church in Quebec was running full speed towards my position, right? They're basically like doing everything they could to be as Protestant as possible. And so it's like, why would I jump out of a boat into a boat that's coming in my direction? And then the other possibility was to become a Latin Catholic and then spend my life fighting a hierarchy, that I'm going to go into a church to become a rebel against I was like, all of this is just too much. And then, and then I fell in love with iconography and also read Vladimir Lossky's book on the mystical theology of the church and just was completely enamored by what he was describing. And it was just like, it just hit every note that I thought the world was like. I was like, this is exactly what it resonated deeply into what I thought the world was like. And and then one day I found someone who was Orthodox and went into a church, and that was it. It was a pre-sanctified liturgy, evening liturgy, during Lent, and with all the bowing and
Beautiful.
Head on the floor. It was like, that was it.
Hey, thank you so much for watching. Before you go, do us a favor, leave a comment, let us know what you thought of the video, like, and subscribe.